Boom, boomity, boomity, boom. What is up, my orangutan monkey men? Today, I'll be talking about both the Polish opening and the Polish gambit. Yes. So, what is the Polish? It's b4, e5, bishop b2, bishop takes, and there's actually two variations here. You have bishop takes and then knight f6. And this is the Polish opening, right? This is the Polish opening, this is the main line of the Polish opening. And the idea behind this is you disrupt black's development because you kick out the bishop moves back, and you take control of the center, right? So let's say, oh no, let's say they castle, right? You go e3, I'm gonna, try and control the center. Takes. And you get into this weird king's fianchetto where you have a better pawn structure, but I feel like black has better development options. Like, I'm gonna play this, I'm gonna do this. And so it turns into this, like, it turns into this, like, weird opening, and eventually, the idea is that, like, you want to eventually castle, right? So the idea behind the Polish is you basically get into this weird situation. The computer says, play e3 because you bring out your development pieces. I feel like the most popular continuation is c3 rather than what the computer does. You can 100% play this and, like, they'll probably castle, but then, like, you still have to kick out the bishop. The main idea, though, is like, let's say they try and kick it out, you can just take. Right? But you can't take too early. I want this to be known. If you try and take off rip, yes, it's not bad. But, you're not pressuring the bishop. Because if the knight's there, the queen can't occupy the square. And if the queen can't occupy the square, there's no threat on your rook. So this is just like a precautionary move, basically. And I feel like this is, like, your weakest point. So, you don't want to take early, because if you take early, the queen occupies the square, and you have to spend extra time defending this rook. Now, there's multiple ways they can move their bishop. All roads lead to Rome, and all you want to do is play e3 and eventually play d4. Then you eventually want to play g3, bring out your bishop, bring out your knight, castle. Since this pawn is on that square, this pawn is here, you bring out your knight this way, you can bring out your rook, because we have an open file. You could bring out your queen somewhere. There's a lot of good ideas, right? So let's say, oh man, I'm a low-rated noob and I don't see this move. Bam! As you can tell, the computer's wanting to do multiple ideas. But I say from here, just play d4. Just get a nice pawn pyramid. I feel like that's the best move, because, like, oh man, I'm gonna try and, kick out your bishop. Well, remember, long ago, right, if we take early, right, the queen gets planted and attacks. This gets shut down, right? So we can take, and this gets shut down. Because you have to go through two pawns instead of one pawn. So you can take, they take, and then, again, you can play some developing moves. This is a good idea because it attacks the bishop and defends the pawn and gives a check. So he loses castling rights unless he blocks with these two, right? Most common move is going to be knight blocks, defending the bishop, blocking the check. And again, you play e3. You get this pawn chain, right? Oh, I'm going to castle out a check. You bring out your knight, you'll bring out your bishop. You'll castle, you'll bring out this knight, you'll bring out this rook. There's a lot of good ideas. But the overarching idea is that you want to, because of the queenside disruption, you either play into this disruption or you shuffle your pieces to this side and then launch an attack on this side because this is a mess. And you leave that till like the end game. That's the overarching idea. Now, this is probably the most stupidest thing I've ever seen. Everyone knows the Sicilian defense, right? The most common move is going to be knight f3. The Polish gambit says, man, remember that queenside disruption I was telling you guys about? What if we did it for black? Holy shit, you're a genius! Stockfish thinks you're the stupidest motherfucker on planet Earth, and I completely agree. I 110% agree. This is the stupidest... if you want to play this, by all means, this is a really good opening. If you're like Magnus Carlsen or something, this is insane. So, the main line goes e4, c5, the Sicilian defense, knight f3, b5, and this is the Polish gambit. Unless your opponent is a mouth-breathing slop, they will always take this pawn. And the idea after playing b5 is white takes b5 with the bishop. The idea of the opening is that the queenside is all over the place. Quote unquote, take that with a grain of salt, right? And while white does have the advantage, if you play it right, you can 100% flip the advantage to your side. Because this game, this specific opening has only been played once back in 2013 against a 1700 and a 1500. And I believe the 1700 looked down upon the 1500, was like, I'm gonna play this move. And the 1700 did lose absolutely miserably. After 18 moves, he resigned because his position was completely lost, but I digress. This has only been played once over the board. I don't know, this probably has been played maybe a couple hundred times online. And there are a few variations after bishop takes. So the best move is bishop b7, attacking the e-pawn. And white will respond in a few ways. If d3, right, if d3, you play e6. I want to turn this off. This is annoying me. Okay. I guess I can't turn off Stockfish. I want a number of lines. 1. I don't know how to turn off Stockfish. Okay, there we go. Figured it out. Okay. So, right, best move is bishop b7, attacking the pawn on e4. White will respond in a few ways. If d3, right, if d3, you play e6. Now, this allows, the idea is you can still allow your knight to be moved out, and you can still move out your bishop. And you want to castle kingside, right? You could make this argument like, oh man, what if I play this, I don't know, bring my queen out, like attack this, and then castle. You can 100% do that, but you still want to bring out your bishop. You still want to bring out your knight. It's always good to take control of the center. Right? Now, this is a tricky one. But, let's say they want a castle. This is the most computer fucking move I've ever seen in my life. Knight e7. Knight e7. Why is this a great move? Well, the idea is that let's bring out Stockfish real quick, right? Right. Let's say I play this instead. This is worse because they have c4. c4? What? What's the idea behind c4? Man, that's so weird. He's locking down this position, and he's firmly planting his bishop here. And you also blocked off your queen's exit to actually make a difference, to make an impact. Which is crazy. It's crazy. So, oh wow. So Stockfish says that f6 is good. I disagree. I say e7 is better. Now the idea of e7 is to eventually plant your knight on g6, shutting down this whole side of the board and forcing your opponent to play on this side. Is the craziest thing ever. It is insane. And you just play on this side. Wild. It's a really good move. This is a really good move. I want that to be known. You shut down this whole side of the board, and you just force your pieces to attack on this side. Really good. Right? The second popular move is after bishop e7, white will play knight c3. Then you play a6. This kicks out the bishop, right? A bishop for a pawn is not a good trade. If they move anywhere other than a4, right? If they move anywhere besides a4, right? Let's say, oh man, I go bishop e2, right? Just play e6. That's it. Just play e6. And then you just go from there, because there's a lot of things that white can do, like, oh man, let's say I castle, you just bring out your knight, right, yada yada yada, and you just play from here. You play in this awkward position. Stockfish is probably gonna say something crazy, yeah. Because if this, you're losing, technically. I say this is still playable. I think your opponent wouldn't expect that. Even Stockfish is like, oh man, why'd you play that? You should go back. No, don't go back. You're a monkey. And technically, bishop takes is better than pawn takes. I don't know why I took with the pawn. Bishop takes is better. And you play a position like this, like, oh man, let's say I don't know, I'd play like, c4, bah. Yeah, bishop e7, and then you bring out the knight, right? All good ideas. Right, so let's say we go back, and they play bishop a4. If they play bishop a4, then you want to play knight f6. Doubling up on this e pawn, right? Doubling up on the e4 pawn. Then white will respond with e5. Crazy move. You'll just want to play knight d5. They'll take on d5. Then you'll take back with the bishop. It's the same idea, same premise as the other one, just with extra steps. Just with extra steps, right? And again, it goes back to like oh man, I'm gonna play my knight, I'm gonna, you know, bang, 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 bang. It's so awkward. This whole thing is awkward. And then I've been practicing, right? I was like, okay, there's that variation, there's this variation. And I was practicing on my own, and I was like, hold on. Is there a way where, right, so let's say it's like, sorry. Let's say it's like, oh, I don't know, bang, 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 bang. I was practicing with knight c6. If bishop takes, pawn takes. Right? Double up pawns are no bueno. Right? Knight c3, knight f6, simple development. They take control of the center. And instead of taking, you play e6. e6. Why would you play e6 in this position? Because if they take, the best move is take with the king. If they take with the knight, knight takes. And so you get into this position of my knight's better. Because they can't castle. They cannot castle. Because I take the pawn. And now we're even. And now we're even. Right, so we're back here. Let's say, oh man, I'm gonna play, you know, bishop e3. There's a nice move of rook b8. And so again, if they try and block, right? Knight g4. Better yet, you don't even have to play knight g4. Queen to a5. And then you have bishop a6. Oh my lordy, lord. So, theoretically speaking, my variation is way better. Theoretically speaking, my variation is so much better. Just all because I decided to sack a knight. All because I decided to sack a knight. That's the craziest thing. Stockfish says this is like 1.4. Do you see all of this though? You literally have to be playing like a computer. in order to, like, sustain this position. And this is just way better for black. This is more playable than, you know, this. You're down 1.5 pawns in this one. You're only down half a pawn, give or take. And again, they have to be playing like a supercomputer. They have to be playing like a supercomputer. So, unironically, give up your knight. Give up your knight, see where it goes. Alright, I'm out of here, knuckleheads. That's it. That was the Polish opening and the Sicilian defense Polish gambit. I'm out. Peace.